Alright, little chickadees, we are back. I am waiting for to load, but while we do that, now's a good chance to look through assets and actually really start something from the ground. We're going to start everything from the ground up. We're just going to start a whole new project from the get-go. Whole new project from top to bottom. Okay. Let's see if my should be hard drive here. Fine. I'll open the project I already have. Angry about things. So, let's actually get to the meat of the problem since we played around with materials a little bit. The materials not being set up a little bit. Go ahead and get my OBS reset back up. Oh, now I'm freaking clear. Okay. Behold just my head and no background at all. Cool. I wonder if I make myself bigger. Just a little bitty floaty me. Pay no attention. I'm just over here chilling. That's weird. Come over the frame. Anywho, we're about 90% loaded. The first real problem with the Unreal Engine is contact thing. So I can look at you without having to look at you because it's really weird. The first problem I need to start talking with my hands more too. First problem you're gonna have is I gotta talk with my hands. Talk with your hands. Um, you're gonna have problems with your tone mapper, which is basically the Unreal Engine look. To sum it up really quick for you, the person who tone mapped for Unreal wasn't making a video game. It's what you call a Rembrandt look. What's a Rembrandt look, you say? It's just a director who shot a very kind of plain, kind of bluish, stylized style. And the people at Unreal Engine like that. So it's built into their tone mapper. You'll hear guys like Threat Interactive or any of those other guys who don't know how to make games and only steal money. You'll hear them always say one thing. What would they say? Oh, Unreal Engine doesn't look right. Oh, Unreal Engine looks different. Oh, Unreal Engine, it's the aliases. Oh, it's the temporal. It's nonsense. They're ripping you out. They're starting, trying to steal your money. Threat Interactive asked for $900,000 to do what I'm going to show you to do for free. Why am I showing things for free like this? I'll tell you. I've been in film for 20 years. I was asked to make some political statements I did not wish to make, and I retired. After I retired, I got into VFX, but nobody believed that I could actually do it. Nobody believed that you could make something real with Unreal. You could take something unreal and make it seem and feel as real as something Hollywood does. People say go into Unity. Um, I got put on medication. I lost relationships, family, uh, cars. I lost my house. I lost all my film equipment. A year ago, I was living in my car. And now I have a Mercedes Benz, I have a nice computer, I have a decent house, I have a studio, I have a condo in Thailand. How did I go from living in my car to having a condo overseas in 1 year? I'll tell you. I quit listening to the naysayers in my life. I quit listening to the normal people in my life. I quit listening to people who told me to choose between reality and my dreams. You can't have both. Either reality crushes your dreams or dreams destroy your reality. And success doesn't come just by wishing on a star. It comes from reaching for those stars. You can wish on a star all you want, you'll get nowhere. But if you wish on that star and then you reach for it and you dedicate yourself to it, as soon as you clear the people in your life out that are toxic, you'll rise to the top. Now, after that pep talk, uh, let's get this road on the show. All right, we're going to switch from this. We're going to switch from this to that. I'm going to show you immediate steps you can take to make Unreal Engine look better right now. If you guys are ready to make AAA content, if you're ready to get started, then it's going to be really easy. I swear. Um, find somewhere you want to work on. Open space shooter, right? Let's go there. Let's see if we can find a map here. This is for my space game. Oh, there's no levels. Good. We go back to content. I'm going to turn this off. All right. There's an asset you can get. It's called Starfield Free. You can use it to instantly make you a nice little spacing, and it's actually got a lot of nice options in it. I'm gonna show you where it is on the marketplace. So we're there. I'm gonna switch over to my marketplace. Got my marketplace up, and there's a couple of things we're going to get that's going to make this a lot easier. The first thing we're going to get is free space. We We have space game starter kit, open space shooter, space stations, cruiser, space nebula project is a really nice one. Stars. Look up stars. Stars. Everything's named weird. Modular, realistic. Starfield. See right there? Starfield free. Oh, well. We'll actually record that. Okay, we're at Starfield free. Okay. So we pull that up. We go to, let's type in stars. Go to price. Let's show only free products. We're just going to find our free stars. Material. Anyway, you'll find it. Nature and terrain. Sky. Nebula is another good one. Right? Materials? Formats. Unreal. Let's find this asset. Oh my goodness. All right. Cover library. We'll just do it this way. Starfield free. Okay, let's just click on it. Starfield free. I don't know why that's so hard, but it comes with all these pretty little Starfields. Also, it comes with materials that you can alter. I'll show you how to do that later. You can get beautiful star systems. You can get beautiful star systems. Okay, so that's completely added X out of that by mistake, and then go back to Unreal Editor. So we're going to go to Starfield. Let's pick one. Starfield 5. We're going to duplicate it. Starfield 5. Test. Go test at the end of it. Save. You got to save it. It is what it is. Let's get some music going. Let's get some music from my video game going. Let's see what. Ignore that for right now. So we already have our space. So what can we do to make this better? Delete. Just delete all our little spaceships. We'll get to those later. All right. What's the first thing we have to do? So the first thing you want to do when you're starting a new project, you've opened your free space starfield. It looks really nice. You've got your effects turned all the way up, got your epic turned all the way up. You're slowing your system down for no reason, and you think that's going to make it look better. And it's not. You're killing your system and getting ugly looks. Um, I'm going to break down with you um, my system for getting looks the way you want. My system working real well. So first things first, we have got to go into edit and we've got to go into plugins. And there's a specific set of plugins that we have to activate. And we'll get to that right now. I am pulling up my workflow sheet. So I can follow, I can tell you exactly what to do. Here we go. First things first, we're going to change our project settings. Um, you only have to do this once per project. And we're going to go ahead and get started. First, you're going to go to rendering. It's required for your HRT. So we go down to rendering. There. I think I can do you one better. Hold on a minute. Window capture. We go. Now you guys can see that perfectly. We're stuck on. How weird is that? Very weird. Never happened before. Rendering is always like that with me. HDRI backdrop. Build. Oh, building something. Here it is going on. Plugins, that is okay. First is default RHI. Oh, this is the project settings. I'm in plugins. I do that all the time. I was so confused. All right. Project settings. Da-da-da-da. Engine rendering. Really funny. Oh, things just get wacky when I stream, but that's why you stream. RHI. Stream app platforms, platform windows. Direct RHY. DirectX 12. So we set that to DirectX 12. Yeah. Support hardware. Support hardware, ray tracing. Yep. That's on too. Compute scan catch. Scan catch. Let's change that up to. Actually, we don't touch stuff like that if we don't have to. 120. I like to experiment, but let's not. That's on dynamic global illumination. Nation. Rendering quality is always set to epic. Lumen is always on. Ray tracing will always be on. It lighting quality, I turn that up. Details, I turn that up. Quality, no screen traces. All right. What's next is on second monitor. What's next is reflective method and shadow pool. You only have to do this now. I mean, once. You only have to do this now. Selection, method, support global click planes for finer, maybe, maybe not. Quality, translucence, there we go. And then shadows, what's that? Shadow map, shadow, shadow, shadow maps, turn it on. Generate mesh distance field. Let's not touch anything that's not on my pre-described list of things to touch. Lumen GI. It's plugins. Lumen GI. Let's go to the Lumen. Lumen. Uh, Trading. Don't click any of these. These are just things I'm doing. Enable rough diffuse material, click that. Picture streaming, check support, light maps, enable that. Just turn on extra stuff. This is for me personally. I got a very powerful computer. You don't have to try doing this. Oh, tracing, don't use that. Turn on mega lights, virtual shadow maps, texture LODs, nanite foliage. We'll go ahead and click that on. Static lighting there, forward shading, VR, post process. We're gonna leave this all the same. This is stuff we can just do in post. We're gonna stay out of optimization because that just means making things worse, and that is not what we're here. I'm gonna turn on mesh streaming. Substrate is on already. Hair, skinning, all this stuff. We do need to go to anti-aliasing. Temporal. Super resolution. There we go. Now we go to plugins. That's all you need for your settings. Now we go to plugins. In the plugins, we have Niagara. I turned on all the Niagara, but that's pretty much all you need. Then your Niagara fluids, movie render queue, composure, media framework utilities, BCG, chaos destruction, Libra, VDB, and we're not using Master AI because I'm not going to teach you how to make AI materials. I don't use that for any of my personal projects because I know you hate them. All right, so once we get rid of those, once we get those settled, we're going to hit restart. Save everything. Again, while this is restarting, we're going to go through those consoles one more time. All right. Project settings, default RHI, DirectX 12. Support hardware ray tracing, enable. Support compute scan catch, enable. Dynamic global illumination method, lumen. Reflection method, lumen. Shadow map method, virtual shadow maps. Generate mesh distance fields, enabled. Lumen subsettings, Lumen GI, use hardware ray tracing where available. Lumen reflections, use hardware ray tracing where available. Lumen reflections, ray trace lighting mode. Hit lighting for reflections. Nanite enable, anti-aliases, TSR, temporal super resolution, Niagara fluids, movie render queue, render queue additional render passes. You're gonna have to learn how to do render passes. If you want to make really good cinematics, render passes are gonna be necessary. I'll teach you how to do that. Composers for green screen comp. You can do it live. It's really great. Media framework utilities, PCG, the procedural content generation. This is very important to learn. Chaos destruction, Zebra, VDB, and if using VDB packs and you want to use that, and Material AI. Both of those come after uh, things are installed. Now we're going to get to the console variables. This is my specific console set. This is not anybody else. Other people will tell you other ways to do it. They'll probably be right. So, first is R looming hardware ray tracing. You set that to 1. It forces hardware ray tracing when you're in your movie queue. So if you like mess up on your post-process stuff like that, you have a fallback. We're gonna go ahead and start doing this now. Actually, we're reloading shaders, and that's going to take a minute. So we call these C bars, but basically they're console variables, C console bars variables, and they're a way to get um, your look how you want, regardless of how you're messing things up. These are really cheap, and there's not too many of them. I also went on ahead and got you a fix for your pool size being over budget, and that's always a headache for you. I'm running a RTX 4080. I got 16 gigabytes of VRAM. 40,000 4 gigabytes. It's safe and generous. Never said it be above half your VRAM. So 8,000 for me. So if you see the texture streaming pool size over budget by certain megabytes, increase the pool size by that amount plus a little buffer. I give myself an extra 1,000. I also have a way to fix this into for permanently. You go into your default engine and you can fix it there. But I actually like to only put as much into it as needed. So if I'm not getting any warnings, I'm not pumping any more into the system. So we have that. What else can we get? Okay, we're gonna go to post-processing volume settings per scene. Lumen GI and the post-processing volume details. Lumen GI use hardware tracing enabled. Final gather quality 2. Cinematic 1 for viewport. Lumen reflections and your post-processing volume details. You have lumen reflections, use hardware ray tracing, it's enabled. Ray lighting mode, hit lighting for reflections. Reflection qualities 4. Cinematic 1 for the viewport. Okay, so your lumen reflections, use hardware ray tracing. Ray lighting mode, hit lighting for reflections, or reflections quality. 4 cinematic, 1 is viewport. So you can adjust them how you need in your post-process. Bloom method standard, bloom intensity 0.3, blue bloom grades. Bloom dirt mask assigned lens dirt textures, if you have them here. Bloom dirt mask intensity 0.3 to 0.5. If you're using a dirt mask, that's where you want to start, and then you can tinker from there. You have your lenses, chromatic aberration intensity 0.1 to 0.3, suitable, subtle. I've seen people go to 0.6. I go 0.6, but like I don't notice chromatic aberration until it's really big. So 0.1 to 0.3 would probably be fine. Vignette 0.3 to 0.5. That sounds about right. That's a good range. Color grading. I use LUTs assigned from any of your LUT packs. There's plenty of free ones. I'll show you those in this video or another video. Color grading LUT intensity 0.8 to 1. We're going to do a lot of our color grading in Unreal. We're not going to try to actually touch even DaVinci Resolve if we don't have to. Fixing it in post starts with your post processing, not with the last step where you got to try to fix everything. Custom PP materials. Bendable slot 1, prism lens flares. That's just something I have. Bendable slot 2, EP master sharpen PP available. We'll get to EP masters in a minute. Bendable slot 3, AGX tone mapper, veil tool. Interesting. We'll get to the AGX tone mapper right after this, as soon as my Unreal project loads all of its shaders, because it is having a fun time with itself right now. Movie render queue output settings, output format, EXR sequences. I actually do PNG. EXRs are headaches to mess with and eventually resolve, and most clients can't tell the difference. If you're doing a whole lot of post-processing after Unreal, use EXR, because like it opens up a lot of options, variables, for instance, parameters that you can work with. If you get it right in Unreal, if you do the work in Unreal, you really can just do a PNG and worry about clipping it together. What I would advise, instead of going to DaVinci and doing it yourself, getting it to a point that looks good and then spending 15, 20 bucks on a Fiverr color grader to knock your color grade out. This is a kind of position where you usually get paid like $50 an hour. So you're going to be wasting time that you could pay somebody half of that rate and get done, because every moment, every hour you waste doing something you could pay somebody 10, 15, 20 bucks for real quick is you losing 30 bucks and then coming out with a sub optimal product. We don't want that. Render output settings, resolution, EXR sequences. I do PNG. You can do EXR if you want to do your color grading outside the system. You can set your resolution, anti-alias temporal count 32, standard 64 is hero, anti-alias spatial count 1, anti-alias override none, warm-up frame count 250 to 500. EXR sequences are large, budget 50 megabytes per frames at 180p. That's 50 megabytes per frame. 2 frames is 1,000 megabytes. A 5 second, a 5 second shot with the EXR at 24 frames per second, that's 6 gigs. That's 6 gigs for 5 seconds. That means if you want to shoot a shot at EXR, not only is it going to take you forever, but you're going to have to do it in 5 seconds, 6 gigabyte chunks. You're going to have to download that 6 gigabytes somebody else, or you're going to try to get it on Resolve. That's a whole lot of data where something can go wrong. Like you're making something big that you can really take care of in Unreal Engine. If you're shipping something out, EXR. Like if you're shipping it to somebody else next in the pipeline, then do EXR. If you're shipping to a customer, I say do PNG. That's coming for somebody who's been in the business a long time. You don't have to listen. Driver settings for NVIDIA, use your studio driver. Not settings, DSL preset, M for viewport work, power management, prefer maximum performance. I have an NVIDIA driver, and that's how you get the best out of your NVIDIA card. These are just some extra bonuses. Show luminous visualization, forceful texture load, full roughness reflection. If not, reflect. All right, so this is your CV work. We're just doing pre-work because Unreal is still loading uh, shaders. It's just going to be one of those nights, but that's okay. What we'll do here is we'll go to the Littleton lighting method. Actually, I think, yeah, you have it all ready. So if you give me a second, we'll go to the in downloads, downloads. Studios. Let's look it up. No problem at all. I have something called Littleton Lighting. I will be happy to link to you guys. Google Drive. There we go. All right. Next, we're going to be talking about the Littleton lighting method. I think I have a better version. Oh, I still don't know how to work it. All right, we'll just use this version of it. Who cares? Da 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 da. So when you're lighting, and I already talked about this in our earlier lesson, but we can recoup. We can go over it while my shaders still compile. There's 4 layers. Um, you always do them in order. You never skip ahead. First layer, sky. Second layer, atmosphere. Third layer, practicals. Fourth layer, grade. So we start with what we call the world, the zone, and the lens. Um, say we're working with fog. All right. 3 scale fog framework is at the heart of the method. Every fog decision in every scene maps to 1 or 3 scales. Understanding which scale you're working at eliminates guesswork and makes every creative choice intentional. Guys, want to know something funny? I've been using Unreal for 8 years, and this is the longest Unreal has ever taken to load. I'm back to compiling shaders at 2008. I'm actually going to try to exit out this project and reboot because Unreal is being very unreal. Worst case scenario, I'll film a video offline and post it back up, and then we'll go over it later. If that's something I'll have to do, I'll do that, and I'll go back to all of my, what do you call those things? Social medias and redo it. Uh, let's try that again. So we have our world. In your world, you're going to use your exponential height fog. Let's see if I can find an updated version of this on my end. Let's go to Docs. Actually don't know how to use Google Docs. All right, here's an updated version of the Littleton Light method. The reason why I wanted this one is the coloring's better. There we go. Make it a little bigger so you guys can see. Oh, it's just not going to do it either. Okay, fine. Exponential height fog. There itself, the exponential height fog is the atmospheric density for the entire world. The room tone of reality. It's not a visual effect. It's the feeling that the air has weight and that distance has consequence. You would not notice immediately if it were removed, but you can't point at it. You would notice immediately if it was removed, but you can't point at it. Every scene begins here with your exponential height fog. 2, your exponential height fog with volumetric fog enabled. This is always layer 2, step 1. With your first layer being your light. This is basic directional light. Your zone is your ultraviolet volumetrics, your specific area of drama. Ultravolumetrics places dense purposeful fog volumes directly where the story needs atmosphere, cooling in low areas, clinging to surfaces via distance fills, thickening in doorways, corridors, and around anything that must feel heavy and present. This is fog with gravity. This is fog with intention. The tools. I use Ultravolumetrics by BVG. Distance fill cling enabled. Keep it flat and low. This is always layer 2 and step 2. Lens, we use fog cards. I'll show you guys how to use fog cards. Uh, what the camera breathes. Fog cards are animated texture media planes positioned close to the lenses, giving the atmosphere organic movement and texture at the point of capture. This is a detail that separates a computed environment from a living one. The difference between atmosphere you see and atmosphere you feel. 2. Use animated fog cards. I get mine from Action VFX. Use them in your media track in sequencer. That's another tutorial. We have additive material, death fade enabled. This is layer 2. This is step 3. Why that matters. Fog is not additive to a finished scene. Fog changes how every light source reads. A practical light placed before atmosphere is established will look worse than the same light placed into an atmospheric world. An INS profile, something else we'll get into, on a bare bulb in an empty room is a shape on the surface. The same INS profile in a fog-filled world is a visible being, a physical object with presence and weight. Build the world, build the zone, put the lens in, and then you place the first light. And we're going to stop right here for right now. And what I'm going to do is film a couple of courses offline and then put them online, because streaming while pushing my graphics card this hard doesn't work. Things get really weird, just in general. So I'm going to end the live stream, but only to make videos. I'll put those videos up tonight. It is 12:42. I'm going to work until about 9 a.m. and then I'll have those videos up hopefully by 10 or 11 a.m. And then after that, we'll go over what's in the videos and get proper lessons started. I just wanted to play around and introduce myself and some of the things we were doing today and what the courses would be entailing. Excuse me, this is my really first time streaming, and I think pre-recorded content will work a lot better than trying to do things live while I stream. And so when I'll be live streaming, it'll be for special purposes or just to talk to you guys or to talk about things. There's something I just really want to go over with you live, or if I want to shoot or stream live. So thank you guys. We're going to get all the bugs worked out, and I'll see you all later.